I am so excited about 2023. For me, 2022 felt like a year of recalibration, of tilling the soil, of learning a heck of a lot about myself. And so I am ready in 2023 to feel very deeply rooted, to experience growth. And I want to invite you to come along with me on this ride of growth and discovery as I launch a brand new experience of products. And in today's podcast, I want to share with you 10 reasons why I think you should coach with me in 2023. I am coming at you from my childhood home in Toronto, Ontario, Canada. I would give you a little bit more of a tour, but my computer is totally set up in a way that I cannot touch it. Otherwise, I will not be. It is precariously being balanced on a Cranium board game and some other board game that I can't pronounce the name of. And so another time I will give you a tour. There's right over here is artwork that I did when I was in high school. I'm staring at another piece that I did when I was at high school. One day on Instagram, I will give you a little tour of my mom and dad's house. Come follow me over there at Lisa Canning. Today, I want to talk about 10 reasons why you should coach with me this 2023. And if I can be very transparent, I think that this has probably been the hardest last year of my life, but in a lot of ways, the most rewarding year of my life. And I have been in a season of incredible self reflection. We just did the trek from Ave Maria, Florida, where we have a beautiful home, up to my parents' home in Toronto, Canada. It took us 33 hours. Oh, my word. And so during that time, I, of course, went into a lot of self reflection. And from a lot of that self reflection came a renewed, or not even renewed, I don't think I ever lost it really. But let me just tell you, I love coaching. I love coaching. I love helping people see results. And I want to give you a taste in this podcast of what I think is possible when you coach with me, what I think is possible when you make that investment in yourself. And really, it's an invitation to imagine where you might be at the end of this year. At the end of 2023, no matter how difficult, no matter what obstacles or challenges have come your way, I would love for you to envision where you want to be at the end of 2023. And I reckon, and I want to invite you to consider joining me because I would love to help you move these goals, move these dreams, move these stirrings in your heart forward. All right, let's go. 10 reasons to coach with me in 2023. Number one, you will take action. So I have got a fun revamped, I'm going to call it, it's not totally new, but it is revamped suite of products. And I'm just going to bring up on the screen, if you are watching this on YouTube, I'm going to bring up on the screen a little chart that compares all of the offerings. So let me just briefly describe them. We've got 2 new ways to work with me, which are the Wealth Without Guilt Academy and the Motherhood Without Guilt Academy. These academies were born out of a desire to give people a more affordable way to work with me. I have spoken with so many women over the last year who have shared with me that they would love to get involved in coaching, but they just simply find the cost currently is too challenging. And so I wanted to make it really, really simple for a mom who maybe, whether it's in business or in motherhood, where you might feel like you're not bringing in any income to justify coaching, or you just simply feel like this extra expense is not something you can do. I wanted to make it so simple and so affordable for you to get coached. I know that feeling. I know that feeling of wanting to grow, but not feeling like you can justify an expense. And so I wanted to make a very accessible way for people to join me. And that is the Wealth Without Guilt and Motherhood Without Guilt community. Wealth Without Guilt is business minded, Motherhood Without Guilt is a little bit more general life coaching minded, all with a lens for Catholic moms. Attached to those are also live coaching components. If you would like to up level your experience, you are invited to live coach with me every single week. In my live coaching, we get to the heart of your thoughts. I help you to unstick sticky negative ones that you do not need to hold on to and help you develop new ones. So, the first way that I want to invite you, the first reason that I want to invite you to consider as a reason to coach with me this year is that you will take action. In my academies and my coaching, I offer you detailed plans. You're gaining access to my digital library of trainings and courses. Courses that will help you to manage your time, courses that will help you to launch your business. If you've been following me for a while, you know I have quite a suite of products that I have offered, including Conquer Your Calendar, the Business Buffet, Purpose Driven Productivity, Future Full of Hope Vision Casting Workshop. I have all of these products kind of were just sitting on my computer, and I was like, these need to be more available more often. And so my academies are my answer to that. And what they will do is help you to develop a plan and take action. And I love this comment over here from one of my beautiful women in my world, who was able to forgive me, oh my gosh. You're watching me flounder with my ability to share screens and talk at the same time. All right. So, from the beautiful Stephanie Donahue, who interviewed me on this podcast earlier this week, turned the tables and interviewed me. She says, "This last week was full of wins for me, and I'm super grateful for joining this program, which inspired and motivated me to take action. Some of my wins were creating my Black Friday offer and making a sale, soft launching my membership and making a sale, running a VIP day, helping a team plan for 2023, getting leads for VIP days on launch management, and still making time for family and hosting Thanksgiving dinner. You will take action. My invitation to you is to take action. And if I may, I'm a bossy inviter, if I may. I've learned recently about myself that I have a certain inclination, let's just call it, to tell people what to do. And so if you would like to be told what to do with a lot of empathy and a lot of support, but in a way that will help you to take action, I want to invite you to join me inside of my academies or live coaching this year. Number one, you will take action. Number two, you will gain clarity. This is something that I struggle with all the time. It's why I have a coach. This is something when I do one on one calls, discovery calls with women. This is like a big theme that I observe people struggle with. And of course, when you're in the midst of motherhood and you've got children coming out of all sides, when you're feeling like overwhelmed physically, or even when just things aren't working out, perhaps you've launched a business and you're feeling like, why is this not working? Why are the sales not what I thought they would be? Why does this seem so difficult? Clarity can seem elusive, but I think clarity is the thing that you cannot give up on. This seeking of clarity to me is very, very aligned with hope. I feel like the more steps you take, the more action you take, the more clarity you will gain. And I want to share with you this wonderful quote from one of my mastermind members who recently gained a ton of clarity in her business. And she says, by the way, thanks for the clarity that I've gained from our last mastermind call. I've, in just 9 days, completely redone my website, focused on my newly defined niche, and created a new group coaching offer that I'll be launching in February. I think a lack of clarity is why people will often pause on their activity. I think people feel like they need to have clarity before they move forward. And certainly it's helpful to have a sense of clarity before you move forward. But I would argue that it's not necessary and that more will be gained by moving forward imperfectly as opposed to sitting and waiting until you feel like you have this utmost clarity. In my own offerings, Wealth Without Guilt is a great example. I had an idea of what I wanted Wealth Without Guilt to look like. And in the beginning, my business coaching was very, very different. The experience looked very, very different than it looks today. I had a very different idea of what it was going to be. But when I finally actually started to offer it to people and I was noticing their reactions, I was noticing the speed that people were taking, I realized that it needed to be a little bit different than my original idea. You will gain so much clarity by taking action. And this is why I put this as number one and number two. Clarity and action walk hand in hand. So, number two, you will gain clarity as a result of going through my programs and especially from getting coached. Reason number three to coach with me in 2023 is you will find relief. I want to share with you something very interesting that happened this morning. If you follow me closely, you'll know that I use the word interesting when I would prefer to use a more negative word. Interesting is my replacement or my more, I don't know, curious word, I'll say, that replaces perhaps a more negative one. Something interesting happened to me this morning. The week of launching brand new products, where I'm sending out emails to my list, I'm inviting people to join me, my entire website went down because I did not update my credit card information for my domain. I was sent probably 5 emails reminding me to do so. And I simply just, in the, activity that's been happening over these last few weeks, I, of course, did not do anything with those email reminders. And in the past, I would have heaped a lot of self condemnation on myself. I would have told myself all kinds of told you so's. You should have known better. I can't believe you didn't follow the emails more closely. You're so stupid. Now look what happened. People aren't going to buy. Da 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 da. And the skill of coaching has helped me to find relief. And the same relief is available to you. In my academies and in my live coaching, you will learn the skill of self compassion, and you will learn that you do not have to hold on to thoughts. You will learn that your thoughts do not have to rule the day, and you will learn that you can experience negative emotions and come out the other side okay. I cannot underscore this enough. What happens so often when we learn a reaction or we learn something to protect ourselves, we start to think, I can't feel disappointment. So for example, this morning my emotion was disappointment. My website went down. I'm so disappointed. My sales are going to be terrible, blah 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 blah. And what I did after taking a really big deep breath, I literally just allowed myself to feel disappointment and not feel afraid of anything that came along with disappointment, not feel afraid by the lack of control or anything else. I just felt it. And after a few minutes, I was able to move on. This is a skill, and this is a skill I would like to teach you by helping you to rewire neural pathways in your brain. If you are like me and have a temptation or a pattern to be harder on yourself, I want to share with you, you don't have to live like this all the time. You will find relief. And I just love what one of my coaching clients, Sky, says right here. She says, In Motherhood Without Guilt group coaching, it's the best investment I could have made in myself. When I get coached by Lisa, two things happen. I get an immediate sense of relief. Life and motherhood don't have to be so hard. I'm energized for the week ahead. Number two, I have confidence in being a mom. This has been the biggest gift and allowed me to stop second guessing everything. I can pretty much get coached on anything that's happening in my life. When Lisa coaches other moms on the call, I not only experience a kinship with the whole group, I'm actually able to apply the coaching to my life as well. I'm grateful to everyone's vulnerability. It's truly a safe, God filled space. Catholic mindset coaching with a motherhood focus is such a gift from God, and Lisa is the best coach for this endeavor. She's authentic, honest, and hilarious. we do we do laugh a lot. Sometimes laughter is a very, very, very good antidote or what have you that can help you with to find quite a bit of relief. So, number three, you will find relief. Number four, reason number four to coach with me in 2023 is similar to number three. Why relief is possible is stems from your mindset. And again, let's just use this morning as an example. I failed to update my credit card information. In the past, I would have piled on the self condemnation, the guilt, and the shame. And I would have probably wallowed. I probably would have then been very reactive with my family. I would have been angry and yelled at people, um, even though they had no cause for that type of behavior. I would have been reactionary and it would have been very frustrating. When you improve your mindset, it has an incredible ripple effect on those around you, and it can have an incredible impact on your bottom line. And this is simply, again, improving your mindset is a skill that will serve you anywhere you go. Because even in the most impossible situations, whether it's in your business or whether it's in your motherhood, you will find a way to cope and be able to bring yourself out of a hole no matter how deep. The other reason why mindset work is so important to me is what I've also seen is that in the past, I was acting more like a consultant. So when I first started coaching, I was definitely more of a consultant, meaning I was telling people what to do. And then when they wouldn't do it, I would be like, what is happening? I would give people a playbook on how to run a business or how to organize their life or how to create a calendar that gave them more time for things like prayer, exercise, date nights, and what have you. And when people wouldn't do it, I would be like, what is going on? And what I discovered is that even if you have an entire playbook of how to move forward on something in your life, if you have thoughts about yourself, about others, about God that stop you from taking action, it can be very difficult, sometimes impossible, to take that action. And I love here what one of my coaching clients, Joanne, has to say about this topic. Joanne from Chosen VA Solutions mentions, I invested a lot in growing my skill set this year and will always continue learning. Why? Because I love to learn and want to offer the best support to my clients. However, the biggest thing that has kept me from using these skills and from actually supporting my clients with these skills has been the battle in my mind. I have been the biggest obstacle to my growth this year, and I wish I had invested in mindset coaching and a business mentor before I kept buying course after course after course, only to get even more overwhelmed. Now that I'm in a mastermind group with a business mentor and mindset coach, I'm gaining clarity and direction, and the unhelpful voices in my head are being replaced with more helpful ones. I think she illustrates it really beautifully in that last line. We can have thoughts or voices in our head that are helpful, and we can have thoughts or voices in our head that are not helpful. This is something to take down. Like, this is the thing to write down. Feel free to write this down wherever you are. Remember this statement. You can have thoughts that are going to be helpful, and you can have thoughts that are not going to be helpful. This morning, It's not really helpful for me to be like, I can't believe, Lisa, you didn't update your credit card. It's just not a helpful thought. Even if it's true, like it is true, I did not update my credit card. Even if it's true that I ignored all of the email reminders, it's not helpful for me to pile on the self condemnation. What happens when I pile on self condemnation? When I feel guilt, I want to go to my pantry and eat Doritos. Like, I don't do anything to solve the problem, or I don't do anything to solve the problem in a way that's constructive and not super damaging to everybody around me. Sometimes I can be a bit of a bull in a china shop, so to speak. And I've had to work really hard to unlearn, if I'm being very frank, how to not rage when things don't go my way. My daughter Colleen, she just turned 3. And I've been telling my parents, Colleen is like me if I had no adult filter or any intellect or reason. Like her, the way she reacts to life in her little 3-year-old tantrums is how I want to react all the time when things don't go my way. So we can use the power of our mind. We can renew our minds. We can create new neural pathways to get us different results. If you find you do the same thing over and over again, like for example, if you find you get really frustrated with your kids due to mess, let's say, or you get really frustrated with your husband because he forgets to do something that you asked all the time, and you're like, why isn't this working? I keep asking people to change. I keep doing this, I keep doing that, but it's not changing. I want to invite you to really consider your mindset around the whole situation and come get coached in a very short amount of time. Like I'm talking one coaching call. You can gain clarity and skill and a different mindset on the situation that will hugely impact the people in your life. So, number 4, you will improve your mindset, and this will have beautiful ripple effects on your people in your life that you care most about. Reason number 5, you will learn more about what God wants you to do. A big goal in my business is helping Catholic moms and anyone else who wants to come along for the ride understand, discern, and hear the voice of God and what He is calling them into in any moment, in any season. I love helping people make money for their families, and I love helping people discover what their dream is for their life again, discover a passion. I coach a lot of moms who have gone, oh my gosh, there goes, remember I told you my computer is precariously balanced. There it goes. For those of you watching on YouTube, you just watched my, or those of you listening, I just about took out my computer here. So you will learn more about what God wants you to do. And similarly to the clarity piece that I was speaking about a little bit earlier, this discernment, this stepping into the unknown, this stepping out of a safe and comfortable space, and dealing with fear. I deal with fear every single day of my life, and fear can be debilitating. But when we can, in from like a posture of surrender, so like both hands up and just be like, Lord, I am afraid, but in obedience, I am going to do what I feel like you're calling me to do anyways. And Lord, grant me courage, grant me an increase in obedience, grant me an increase in humility as I continue to walk where I think you are leading me. From one of the moms who participated in my Possibility Mom Summit, which is one of the aspects that you get access to inside of the academies, I learned to be more intentional about what I know God wants me to do. It has been a life-changing experience for me to attend this online event by Lisa. My fear still exists, but I'm striving to push through it and let God guide me to the right people who are able to help me become who He wants me to be. I'm thankful to God for Lisa, who was willing to do this for all moms who need hope that their dream business can be realized. Despite fear, you can move forward. And when, like, what I think Catholic coaching, where I think Catholic coaching is very different than a secular coach, is we are always accessing the Holy Spirit and we are asking for an increase in virtue. When we are focused on this reliance on God and a sort of like go away self-reliance, like self-reliance, nice to see you, but you can take a back seat because I really want to follow where God is leading me. It is exhilarating, it is breathtaking, it is all kinds of scary, but it is truly just the reality. The reality is that we cannot control everything. The reality is that faith is the belief in things unseen. If we had the entire plan ahead of us, we would not need faith in God. God would almost be unnecessary. But sometimes we need that reminder. So, reason number 5 to coach with me this year, you will learn more about what God wants you to do. And reason number 6 is similar. You will be encouraged to build the kingdom. I became more authentic or more open or more blatant about Catholic coaching. And it has been a true, it's a joy and it's a privilege to be able to just speak so authentically and to keep everything very much grounded in a Catholic anthropology. And there is something very special and different. I love secular coaching. I will continue to draw from secular resources, but there is something very special and very unique by its nature when you are coached in with a Catholic lens. And I want to highlight this quote from Tessa. Lisa has helped me not only clarify my goals, but holds me accountable to taking action towards them. I have always had the ideas, but could never move past analysis paralysis. So working with Lisa has helped me not just figure out the next steps to take, but also exactly how to take them. The encouragement and accountability is only part of the package. The fact that I have access to someone who has the technical know-how of running a business, as well as someone who understands that my business comes after God and my family, has been invaluable. And this is the part I wanted to highlight. Many other secular programs I've tried and looked into don't allow for the fact that the ultimate goal is not money. It's contributing my skills, talents, and time to further the kingdom of God. Wealth is so much more than just money. It's about learning to follow God given dreams and desires to create a richness in all areas of my life. In my recent Possibility Mom Business Summit, which you get access to inside of my Wealth Without Guilt Academy, Father Nathan from the St. John Institute shared a quote that forever changed my life. And that is, what if real success in business is holiness? That statement, I can pretty much guarantee you're not going to get from a secular business coach. And so, if you would like coaching, whether it's in your motherhood or whether it is in building wealth for your family in a way that is in line with your Catholic anthropology, with your Catholic beliefs, but encourages you to seek out and identify and then act on how you are building the kingdom. How are you bringing the gospel of Jesus to others? How are you building your domestic church? How are you ensuring that your activities will always lead your husband, your children, and yourself closer, more intimate to Jesus? I'm not saying I do this perfectly, but I will say that I've had enough experience doing it the other way that I've learned what not to do, if you know what I mean. So you will be encouraged by getting coached with me and my training through the Metanoia Catholic um, uh, school of coaching. You will learn strategies and skills and a mindset lens that is going to allow and remind you that grace is the true change agent, and that the point of all of this is that we may decrease and he may increase, that we are constantly looking I've heard it expressed, Angel Renier from CCO, with a missionary gaze And that missionary gaze is to ourselves and to our families and to the world. So you will be encouraged to build the kingdom. Number 7, you will be challenged. I recently took this quiz that my dear friends at Metanoia Catholic put out about the different styles of coaching. And I was a little surprised, but also not surprised. I got encourager as my tied for top. And the other one that I got that was tied at the top is something they call commander. And it was interesting because I was like, oh boy. I think sometimes in the past, I have shied away from my commander, kind of feeling like it's too bossy, or it's sometimes people might not be warm to it or what have you. But what I have learned is when I ask people for their permission to go full commander on them in a coaching session, it is usually very well received. There are people who respond well to being told what to do. I have high empathy, and so I can kind of usually assess if someone is ready to be told just exactly what to do, or perhaps they need a softer touch. But you will be challenged. You will be challenged both by the content inside of my academies, and you will be challenged by me if you choose to get coached by me live. From my dear friend and client, Kelly Shoup, I learned so much from the group coaching calls and the struggles the other women are experiencing. Lisa responds with the perfect balance of empathy, understanding, and challenge to continue forward. I was a collegiate cheerleader. I like to say that I never put my pom poms down. And sometimes you need that encouragement. Sometimes you need that, you know, that sort of empathy and gentleness. Sometimes that's necessary. But what I've come to understand in my study of human behavior, in my study of things like StrengthsFinder and the temperaments, is that some people are also hardwired to be told what to do. And so you will be challenged inside of my coaching communities or inside the academy. You will be challenged, but this challenge is for your growth, it's for your benefit, it is to help you move forward in the way you want to go. I really just love helping people move forward, even if it is so incremental. I love helping people move forward. And one of the ways that you will be encouraged to move forward is by overcoming a need for perfection. I love what Angela says right here about perfection. And that is, oh, Lisa, today was a lot, haha, but I think it was so good. I think the concept of done is better than perfect is what helped me get through work today, but I did it all. I'm trusting the process here and really diving in. So thank you for being an expert cheerleader, Lisa. Perfectionism, especially in business and very much so in motherhood. Oh my word, did it take me so long to overcome perfectionism in motherhood. So much of perfectionism is related to what we make things mean about ourselves, meaning it's terrible to fail, meaning it's terrible to look bad, meaning if my child doesn't behave or doesn't perform or doesn't get a straight A, it is a reflection on me. Spoiler alert, you get to control what you make things mean about you. And a big part of working with me and joining my communities is that you will be encouraged to overcome perfection. If you want to hang on to perfection, I'm probably not the coach for you. Because what I have learned is that perfectionism is a shield. It's a shield from being judged. It's a shield from feeling scrutiny. It's a shield from feeling negative emotions. And I have just in my own journey and learning more coaching strategies, feeling negative emotions are like a massive linchpin to your emotional and mental and spiritual health. If you cannot feel negative emotions safely, all kinds of behavior follows. And so you will be encouraged to overcome perfection when you join my academies or when you join my live coaching. Number 9, reason number 9 to coach with me in 2023 is that you will find more time. Who wants more time in their life? Who wants more time in their life? I I've got 9 kids here on earth, 1 in heaven. I know, like, just you have to, like, understand. I know what it feels like to feel like time is escaping. I know what it feels like to be pulled in multiple directions and to feel like you turn one way and you're helping someone or something move forward, but then you turn around and you feel like you're failing somebody else. You have to just like trust me on this one. As a mom of 9, I know this very intimately. But for all the reasons that I have suggested here on this podcast and so many other ones, it is so possible to feel like you have a sense of how your time is being used, that it is purposeful, that you have intention behind it. And my favorite tool to offer people is my course Conquer Your Calendar, which is available both in the Motherhood Without Guilt and Wealth Without Guilt Academy. I love this from Blanca. Oh my goodness, I added margin by making it longer than it is. So I added my calendar review in 90 days. Oh my, this would help me meet all my personal and financial goals. It is possible for you to be a good mom and pursue your dreams at the same time. But what this requires is a lot of strategy and an understanding that you cannot do it all personally yourself. In Conquer Your Calendar, I teach you how to identify these priorities that are important to you. I teach you to identify what priorities are going to help you and your family the most in whatever stage you are in, and then how to delegate, delete, or automate everything else. And so you will find more time. And if you do Conquer Your Calendar, which is inside the Wealth Without Guilt and Motherhood Without Guilt Academy, and you still need help, get coached. Come and get coached with me. Even signing up for 1 month of coaching and getting coached on time, I believe will be so immensely helpful to you. Honestly, I think just Conquer Your Calendar alone is worth the 1 month admission to either live coaching or to my academies. The final reason to join me in coaching in 2023 is that you won't do this alone. I have had so many conversations in 2022 with moms who feel so lonely, who feel like they have no community. I've had conversations with moms in business who feel like they can't relate to their mom friends, who have no interest in building business and think that their building a business is selfish or weird or perhaps will not lead to good fruit. I've had so many conversations with moms who are at home and feel like they have very little adult connection. They have very little Catholic connection. I want to create the ultimate party where you can be yourself, where you can link arms with other Catholic moms who are desiring to be as holy as they are meant to be, who are desiring to build their domestic church, who are desiring to do things with excellence. And for those of you who feel called, who want to build income in order to impact the family and the world. You don't have to do this alone. You certainly can. It is an option to do this alone, but you don't have to. I would love to link arms with you and be your coach, be your guide, be your cheerleader, be your mom with 15 years of business experience, be your mom friend with 15 years of raising a family of 9 on earth and 1 in heaven. I want to link arms with you, and I want to encourage you, if you like saving money, let me know if you like the idea of saving money. I have rolled out founding members pricing for my academies and for the coaching. All of the items are going up in price at the end of this weekend. So Sunday, January, whatever that date is, January 8th at midnight Pacific, The prices are going to go to their regular pricing. Right now, you can lock in your academy prices at just $49. You can lock in your group coaching experience at $197. And again, why did I choose to do this? Why did I choose to do this right now? Why do I feel like this is the time for an academy of this nature? Y'all told me this is what you wanted. I just was told so often that I want to get into coaching, but funds just simply aren't there. I can't justify the cost. My business hasn't made me money yet. And so I don't feel like I can justify coaching. I stay at home with my kids. I don't provide any income. So I feel like this is an extra expense that I feel guilty about making. I wanted to make this such a no brainer. I hope you're with me for all of 2023 and beyond. But even if you just came in for 1 month, I think you would find it an experience that is valuable, that would be worth your time and energy. And my prayer is that we can all link arms to do this work together, to continue to follow God's will for our lives, for yours and mine, and do it in a supportive community where we can truly be vulnerable and honest, take action, and get the encouragement we need when it is lacking. That's it. Those are my reasons to coach with me in 2023. If you have any questions, please feel free to DM me on Instagram at Lisa Canning. If there's a question or an item that just didn't get addressed, I'd be so happy to chat with you via DM at Lisa Canning on Instagram, or leave me a comment below here if you have any other questions, and I will do my very best to answer them. Get your founding members pricing by Sunday. I would love to coach you this 2023.